So today we're going to show you how to edit songs that come with the app and how to create new ones. And like we said in our previous video, we're going to be using a walking thing to do that. We'll also talk about harmony and how to approach jazz harmony while using mapping tonal harmony. All right, let's start with a walking thing. This song is included in the 1000 Jazz Standards add-on, which at the moment actually contains more than 1,300 jazz standards fully analyzed. Mind you, all the analyses were handmade by savvy musicians with years of experience. To open the song, go to the catalog and start typing a walking thing. Load it with this button here. All right, let's play it. As we mentioned before, the song relies on a very effective technique called bass line cliche, in which the bass descends stepwise. Bass line cliches could be as little as 3 notes, but in a walking thing, the count goes up to 13 consecutive notes on the bass descending. Basically 2 entire octaves of a downward D minor scale. Look at the bass detector. Okay, the song is in D minor, but it modulates to B flat major on the B section using the 2 of the flat 6, this C minor 7 right here. Let's view all functions in the map, not just the functions in the song. Just tap on the I button right here. As you can see, the C minor 7 in D minor is a secondary function of the B flat major 7 over here. If we look at the map functionally, it says it is the 2 of flat 6. So without knowing anything about the song, when we see this chord, the 2 of flat 6, we expect to see a 2-5 of flat 6 resolving to the flat 6. So I can tap on D minor, the 1 minor, to set our ears to the key of D minor. And then tap on the 2 of flat 6 to the 5-7 of flat 6 to the flat 6. And if we look at the song, those are exactly the chords that appear. C minor 7 to F7 to B flat major 7. The 2 of flat 6 to the 5 of flat 6 to the flat 6. And the map in Mapping Tonal Harmony shows it clearly here. The bracket connecting the 2 of the flat 6 to the 5 of the flat 6, which lights up when you tap these 2 chords in sequence. Mapping Tonal Harmony is basically saying, hey, there's a secondary 2-5 here. And then if we tap on the flat 6, the arrow lights up, which is telling us, hey, that is a known path. It's a 5-1, which is represented by an arrow. Nice. Now, one thing Mapping Tonal Harmony couldn't know is that the flat 6, the B flat major 7, was going to be a B flat 6. See how the map shows a flat 6 major 7? That's because the default flat 6 chord is a major 7 paired with the Lydian scale. Tap and hold on the flat 6 and you'll see 3 options. Mapping Tonal Harmony knows the flat 6 is always Lydian, but it could be just a triad or a major 7 or a 6 chord. So we can change it to a 6 chord if we want. Let me show it to you as chords, because in Roman numerals, a 6 means first inversion. So we don't write that. There. B flat 6. Now, if we look at the song, the C minor 7 to F7 to B flat repeats 3 times. That means our ears will start thinking, hold on a minute, are we still in D minor? It feels like a major key. The action of repeating a 2-5-1 cadence several times will shift your perception of where the tonic is. This is what we call a modulation. Had the C minor 7 F7 to B flat 6 appeared only one time, we could have said that the B flat 6 had been tonicized by the C minor 7 to F7, but the D minor would still be in our heads as the 1. But after 3 times of repeating this cadence, our perception should shift to the key of B flat major. So where is the modulation actually happening? Is it on this C minor 7 or this one? Or is it on the B flat 6 or the F7? All of these chords belong to both keys. The C minor 7 is the 2 of flat 6 if you're in D minor, and it's the 2 in B flat major. The B flat major is the flat 6 in the minor and the 1 in B flat major. I guess it all depends on which information we're trying to communicate. Are we trying to guess where the listener's perspective shifted, or are we trying to show what the composer was doing? The standard way of analyzing this would be using the 5-7 as the pivot chord. But I think showing the modulation on the 2 makes much more sense, at least in a jazz song. And that is because the 2 chord followed by a 5 is a thing in its own. Any 5 could always be turned into a 2-5 using interpolation. And when we improvise, we're already thinking of the 5 and maybe even playing it when we play the 2. It would be nice to have a way of notating a 2-5 pivot, but there's no such thing on standard harmonic analysis notation. So there is the pivot chord modulation. Mapping tonal harmony also shows the modulation is a major third down. This is not often found in harmonic analysis, but we think it is a great piece of information to show. Now, you know that if you want to modulate to a key, a major third down, you can always use the 2-5 of flat 6 as a pivot modulation. And let me tell you, you find this technique in a bunch of jazz standards. All right, so far, so good. We're now in the key of B flat major. We should expect to go back to D minor at some point. And of course we will in the last A section of the song. Now, how does Benny Carter go back? If we look at the first chord of the last A section, we see D minor as the 1 minor. Look at the chord before. It's an A7. Of course, the 5 in D minor. The D minor chord is the 3 minor in B flat major, and the A7 is the 5 of 3. So the analysis looks good from this A7 on. A7 is the pivot chord. The problem arrives when we want to analyze these 2 chords here, the B minor 7 to E7. They should be in the key of B flat major, since we're in B flat major until we get to the A7, right? When we first look at this song, we said, okay, this is clearly a 2-5 of A7. The A7 is a secondary dominant, so the B minor 7 to E7 would be a tertiary 2-5. B minor 7 should be the 2 of 5 of 3, and E7 should be the 5 of 5 of 3 in the key of B flat major. But this is as hard to hear as it is to say. Tertiary functions are a thing, but they're very, very hard to notice. That's why we try to avoid them when we're doing harmonic analysis. So our solution was to use the sub 2 to sub 7 of the 4 while in B flat. Those are the same chords, see? B minor 7 to E7. And that's one solution. But can we hear this? A sub 2 to a sub 5 that resolves deceptively to the tritone substitution of the E flat major 7, which is the A major 7, but now is an A7 dominant chord? I know what you're thinking right now. What is the point of all this? Why not say, well, you're in B flat and you raise the root a half step to B and use a minor 7th chord, B minor 7, as a 2 of A7, which will take me right back to D minor. And that's exactly correct. See? Analyzing will make you look at things from new perspectives. Trying to solve these puzzles is only going to help you grow. Sure, hit the play along and go practice as well. But every now and then, stop to think about these things. Then, when you go back to playing, you'll notice something's changed. you'll start hearing harmony and using these ambiguities to your advantage. All right, so the B minor 7 is a direct modulation from the key of B flat major to B minor 7. Could it be something else? Sure. Does it matter? Not really. It doesn't matter how you end up analyzing the song. What really matters is that you thought about all of these things. All right, so let's finally start editing the song. Now, you can't edit a song that comes with the app or an add-on, but you can duplicate it and edit the copy. So open up the editor and tap on Duplicate. Then turn Edit Mode on with this button here. I'm going to rename it a Walking Thing 2 and then save. So we need to get rid of these chords and modulate on the B minor 7 directly. Let me show you a couple features. So I'm going to do it the long way to cover more of the editor. So the first thing I'm going to do is end the song here before the B minor 7. To do that, tap and hold on this bar line and then choose the final bar line from the tool menu. You can tap outside to close it. To add more measures, just delete the final bar line, tap and hold the final bar line, and clear it with the Clear Right button. There you go. Now you have plenty of measures to work with. Next, let's add a direct modulation on this beat, where we're going to insert the B minor 7. Tap and hold on the beat, and then choose the D on the keyboard and turn the major key into a minor key, because we want D minor as our new key. You do that with the house button here. Now tap on the chord in the new key that you want to add. So we want the 2 of 5 right here, B minor 7. Now this E7 should be the 1 from the minor key because we're in D minor. Then A7, the 5/7, also from the minor mode. Remember, chords from the minor key are inside the circles. Now we have to enter the line cliche. So tap on the next beat in the chart, then on D minor on the map. Now the next chord is a D minor 7 with the bass on C. That's a third inversion 7th chord. So first let me change the D minor triad to a 7th chord because triads don't have third inversion. Tap and hold, choose D minor 7 Aeolian, then choose third inversion with the heptagon and then tap on the chord to insert it. We're trying to make the 7th the root, so heptagon being a 7-sided shape is why we're using that insignia. Then we have a 2 minor 7 flat 5 of 5, B minor 7 flat 5, and then the sub 5 of 5. Then a D minor with a bass on A. That's actually the 1/6/4 that usually precedes the 5/7. The 4 chord, G minor 7, then the 1 minor in first inversion, and so on. So just plug in the last few chords and you're good to go. Don't forget, we're gonna include this revised version of A Walking Thing in our next update. Please like and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any specific requests or questions or comments. Join us next time as we talk more about the edit feature in Mapping Tonal Harmony Pro and how to create a song from scratch. We're going to be using Bill Evans' version of Alone Together, so definitely come back for that one. Thanks again for watching.